You are getting mutation errors in GrowAGarden. Well, you are definitely not alone in this struggle. From those glitched golden plants that make no sense to rainbow mutations that just disappear into thin air, I am going to explain every single error that has been breaking players' dreams. And yes, breaking their wallets too. We are covering 12 different mutation errors today, starting from the simple visual bugs all the way to those game-breaking glitches that can cost you millions of value. So let us dive right in and see what nightmares are waiting for us. Mutation display bug is probably the most confusing error you will ever encounter in this game. Your plant will look completely normal, like a regular old carrot or whatever basic crop you planted. But here is the weird part. You will still see that mutation icon floating right above it. Now the good news is, you actually keep the multiplier value, so your plant is still worth the exact same amount. But visually, it just looks, well, broken. You will know you have this bug when your golden plant looks like a basic seed, but it still sells for 20 times the normal value. Honestly, this one really freaked me out the first time it happened. I genuinely thought I had lost my precious golden mutation forever. The fix is pretty simple though. Just rejoin the server or try replanting your plant by replanting it. But hey, at least you keep that multiplier value. Unlike our next error, which is much worse. Color glitch error is when your plants basically have a complete identity crisis. Instead of showing just one mutation color like they should, they will show multiple colors at the same time. This creates this really weird rainbow effect that should not exist in the game. Take a look at this. Your plant might be flashing between golden yellow, bloodlit red, and celestial sparkles all at the same exact time. It looks pretty cool, I will admit that much, but it is definitely not supposed to happen like this. The plant will usually pick one random multiplier from all those mixed colors. So you might get really lucky and get the highest value, or you might get the lowest value and feel completely robbed. Server restart usually fixes this issue, but sometimes you are just stuck with this disco plant until the developers push out the next update. Speaking of colors though, wait until you see this next error. This one actually affects your bank account in a really bad way. Multiplier stack bug is where the game basically scams you out of your hard-earned money. So you know how mutations are supposed to stack together properly, like when wet plus chilled equals frozen, for that sweet 10 times multiplier? Well, sometimes the game just forgets how to do basic math. Your plant will clearly show multiple mutations stacked on top of each other, but it will only give you the value of just one mutation. So instead of that amazing 10 times frozen multiplier you were expecting, you might only get the 2 times wet multiplier instead. This one actually costs you real Robux when you are trying to make profit from your garden, so it gets pretty annoying pretty fast. The only fix we have found is to replant the entire crop. Then, hope that the game remembers how basic addition works this time around. But if you thought that error was bad, wait until I tell you about this next one. Pure frozen mutation glitch is pure evil, disguised as really good luck. Your plant will get hit by that frost weather. It will turn into that beautiful ice cube that we all love to see, and you will be thinking to yourself, yes, finally, 10 times multiplier. But then you actually check the value and it is only giving you 2 times multiplier. The game basically scams you out of 8 times multiplier, but it still shows you that perfect frozen visual that makes you think everything is working fine. Your plant looks absolutely perfect, dripping with ice and everything you would expect. But the math behind it is completely broken and wrong. You will have to wait for the next weather cycle to hit. Then pray that it actually works properly the second time around. The game basically teases you with visual perfection, but then gives you those terrible chilled rewards instead. Remember our earlier friend, the frozen mutation? Well, this error makes it completely worthless. Golden mutation fail. is honestly the stuff that nightmares are made of. Picture this scenario in your head. You are sitting there, AFK farming like you normally do. And suddenly you see that beautiful golden spark animation appear on your screen. Your heart starts racing because you know you just hit that 1% chance, that rare golden mutation that everyone wants. But then, absolutely nothing happens. The plant stays completely normal looking, no golden color anywhere, no 20 times multiplier boost, just a regular plant sitting there laughing at your hopes and dreams. There is no real fix for this error because it seems to be pure bad luck mixed with coding errors. I have genuinely seen grown adult players cry over this one, and honestly, I do not blame them at all for being upset. But here is where things start getting really crazy with these event-related errors. Bloodlit event bug happened during that lunar glow event, and let me tell you, players went absolutely insane when this occurred. The blood moon would trigger properly, the entire sky would turn that dark red color, and everyone would rush to their gardens expecting those sweet 4 times bloodlit mutations. But sometimes, absolutely nothing would happen. The plants would just sit there looking completely normal, while that blood moon just mocked you from way up above. You would see other players in the server getting their bloodlit plants, while yours just stayed completely basic and worthless. The only solution we found was to server hop during the active event, then pray that the next server was not broken in the exact same way. If you thought that error was frustrating though, wait until you hear about admin event disconnects. Admin event disconnect is when the game literally kicks you out during the most valuable events possible. You are just chilling in your garden, minding your own business. An admin decides to spawn a disco event or one of those plasma storms. And right when you are about to get that 125 times disco mutation, connection lost appears on your screen. Just like that, you are gone. It feels like the game does not want you to succeed, or maybe those servers just cannot handle the awesomeness of admin-spawned events. If you are really lucky, you might be able to rejoin immediately, and you could catch the tail end of that event. But most of the time you are just stuck there, watching other players flex their brand new mutations, while you are sitting on that loading screen trying to get back in. Speaking of admin events though, there is an even worse error than this. Mutation timer error makes you seriously question all of your life choices. The event mutation will actually appear on your plant first. You will see that beautiful plasma glow, or those disco colors. And then it just disappears completely. In just a few seconds. Not minutes, not hours like it should, just seconds. Your plant goes from 125 times multiplier back down to 1 times multiplier. Faster than you can even take a screenshot of it. There is no reliable fix because it seems to be tied to server lag or timing issues. It is honestly worse than getting no mutation at all, because at least then you do not get your hopes up for nothing. But trust me, there is more coming, and it definitely gets much worse. Plant deletion bug is the absolute nightmare scenario that every single player fears. You wake up in the morning, check your garden like you always do, and that beautiful dawn-bound plant with 150 times multiplier, it is just gone. Not glitched, not visually broken like the others. Completely gone, empty plot, like it never even existed in the first place. You can try contacting the developers about it, but they rarely help with individual cases, unless you have perfect video proof. This is exactly what happens when the game's save system has a complete mental breakdown. I personally know players who have lost millions of value to this specific bug, and they just quit the game forever after it happened. And if you think that is the worst error possible, you are in for a real surprise. If data corruption is when your entire garden suddenly gets complete amnesia. You log into the game expecting to see your amazing collection of rare mutations, and instead you see basic plants. Everywhere you look, your golden plants, your bloodlit beauties, your precious rainbow mutations. All of them are gone, replaced by level 1 crops that are worth almost nothing. This is usually permanent loss, because the game overwrites your save data with the corrupted version. I know someone personally who lost a 150 times dawnbound plant to this error, along with about 20 other rare mutations they had collected. They never recovered from it, not emotionally, and definitely not financially either. But ladies and gentlemen, we are not done yet. Here are the top 2 absolute worst errors. Infinite loading loop takes the number 2 spot for worst error, and that is because you literally cannot play the game at all. This usually happens when you have too many rare mutations, or when the game just cannot process your garden data properly. You will click that play button, see the loading screen appear, and then that is it, forever. The game gets completely stuck trying to load your valuable garden, and it just gives up entirely. You can try clearing your browser cache, you can try using a different device entirely, but sometimes you are just completely locked out. Until the developers decide to fix whatever broke in their system, it takes the number 2 spot because you literally cannot access your investments. You cannot see your rare plants, you cannot check your progress, nothing at all. And finally, we have reached the absolute worst error of all time. Account data wipe is the most devastating error that can possibly happen in GrowAGarden. Everything you have ever worked for, gone. Your entire account gets completely reset, like you are a brand new player who just started today. Fresh starter garden, with nothing valuable, no mutations at all, no progress saved, no rare plants, no event items you collected. Absolutely nothing remains. It is like your entire GrowAGarden history got erased from existence forever. There is no fix available for this. You literally have to start completely over from level 1. I have seen multiple players quit the game forever because of this error, and honestly, I do not blame them even a little bit. Just imagine losing months of progress, millions of value, and countless hours of grinding, all lost to a single bug that should never happen. This is by far the most heartbreaking thing that can happen to any player. What a complete nightmare list of errors, right? From those simple visual bugs all the way to account-ending disasters. These mutation errors can really ruin your entire GrowAGarden experience. But hey, now you know exactly what to watch out for, and maybe you can avoid some of these terrible pitfalls. Please leave a like on this video and subscribe for more Roblox guides and error prevention tips.